Hey guys, what's good? Derek here from Bomb Socks with another day of Bomb Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ one bite at a time. So today we're getting into the first part. So this is kind of a part one of what I like to call Good King, Bad King. You're getting into Ether chapter 7 through 11, where we see generations of individuals that are packed with great information and lessons for all of us. So let's get into this here. You see a sign out there that says no running, and some people are like, sweet, let me see how fast I can go. Or you see a sign that says no trespassing, and people are like, I wonder what's in there, right? These warning signs are there for us to protect us, even though we don't always follow them. Well, the book of Ether, especially right about here, gives a major warning sign, and it's something that we've seen all through history, and you'll see how we break that down. Now, these Jaredites have just survived a 344-day crazy barge ride. They've seen God's hand in taking them through this. They are grateful for them. They sang praises to Him as they got to this promised land. And yet, once they settle into their destination, they make a very, very questionable choice. Now, you get down to verse 20 of chapter 6. It says, accordingly, the people gathered together. The number of the sons and the daughters of the brother of Jared were 22 souls. Good-sized family, right? Jared himself did not have such a big family. He only had 12. He had 4 sons. Came to pass they did number their people. After they had numbered them, they did desire of them the things which they would that they should do before they went down to their graves. So Jared and Mahonri are getting older, and they're just like, guys, we're getting ready to die. What do you want to do? Verse 22, it came to pass that the people desired of them that they should anoint one of their sons to be a king over them. Now, whenever you see this, there are red light warning signs flashing like crazy. In fact, the brother of Jared, our good friend Mahonri, in verse 23, now behold, this was grievous unto them, and the brother of Jared said unto them, surely this thing leadeth to captivity. So they say, we want a king, and he's like, not a good idea, guys. Historically, this has been a bad idea, and I think he sees where this is going. History has proven this over and over again. Kings tend to cause trouble. Now, one of the things you can do here is you click on the word leadeth in verse 23. It leads you to some incredible footnotes here. It takes you to 1 Samuel 8:11, really those 10 through 18 verses. And it's got Mosiah 29, particularly verses 16 to 23. These would be great verses to study, and you can see clear examples of why a king really is a bad idea. For example, in 1 Samuel chapter 8, the Israelites want a king so they can be like all the nations. Now, here's your spoiler alert. He's always wanted us to stand out and be a peculiar people. In fact, you remember from our last General Conference, October 2024, Brother Brad Wilcox gave a wonderful talk called, O Youth of the Noble Birthright. And he really talks about what this looks like. So go ahead and watch this little clip right here.
Our mortal experience could be compared to a cruise ship on which God has sent all His children as they journey from one shore to another. The voyage is filled with opportunities to learn, grow, be happy, and progress, but it is also full of dangers. God loves all His children and is concerned about their welfare. He does not want to lose any of them. So He invites those who are willing to become members of His crew. That's you. Because of your choice to make and keep covenants, He offers you His trust. He trusts you to be different, peculiar, and set apart because of the important work He trusts you to do. Think of it. Of all the people on the earth, God trusts you, the children of the covenant, His crew members, to help with His work of bringing all His children safely home to Him. No wonder President Brigham Young once said, all the angels in heaven are looking at this little handful of people. When you look around on this cruise ship called Earth, you might see other people sitting in lounge chairs drinking, gambling in casinos, wearing clothing that is too revealing, scrolling endlessly on cell phones, and wasting too much time playing electronic games. But instead of wondering, why can't I do that? You can remember that you are not an ordinary passenger. You are a member of the crew. You have responsibilities that passengers do not have. As Sister Art of Cap once said, you can't be a lifeguard if you look like all the other swimmers on the beach.
I love that whole talk right there. Now, back in Mosiah chapter 29, Mosiah himself says, look, you get a king, it's going to lead you to captivity and wickedness. Even if you are fortunate enough to find a king who is righteous, there is no guarantee that his son is going to be righteous as well. Despite all of this caution, despite all these warning signs going off, the Jaredites decide, you know what, we still want to have a king. And to be fair, their first king actually is a good dude. One of the sons of Jared, his name is Oriah, did walk, this verse 30, did walk humbly before the Lord, did remember how great things the Lord had done for his father, and also taught his people how great things the Lord had done for their father. So this guy is a good dude. But as we see when we get into chapter 7, this cycle of good king, bad king just keeps happening. For example, you get into chapter 7, verse number 2, you have got Oriah who had sons and daughters. He begat 31, and among whom were 23 sons. I would submit to you that house smelled funny, right? He had a son by the name of Kib in his old age. Kib reigned in his stead, and Kib begat Korihor. When has it ever been a good idea to name a kid Korihor? And what does he do in verse number 4? He rebels against his father. Surprise, surprise. And he drew away many people after him. So Korihor's rebellion fulfills the prophecy of the brother of Jared. This choice to have a king, literally in verse number 5, brings the people to captivity. So here's a little principle to focus on with this right here. When we reject prophetic counsel, we put ourselves into spiritual captivity. The brother of Jared warned the people. Mosiah warned the people. Samuel warned the Israelites. And yet history repeats itself when people think, I can ignore that warning sign. It doesn't apply to me. So here's a question that you can discuss as a family or just to ponder individually. How does rejecting the prophet's counsel lead to captivity today? And what are some examples of the world ignoring prophetic warnings right now? So this recurring message is clear. God gives us prophets to guide us in these latter days. And following their counsel keeps us spiritually safe. When we disregard that counsel, it brings us into spiritual captivity. And we end up trapped because of the consequences of our choices. Now, tomorrow we get a chance to dive into part 2 of the game of good king, bad king. And we see how the Jaredites' choice of choosing a king is going to really affect how their destiny is. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for sharing these messages. We're so grateful that you do that. You guys are amazing. If you like what you see, click the like button. And if you haven't already, you got to go check out our amazingly comfortable gospel themed socks at BOM-BITES.com. Have a great day, my friends, and we'll see you. Godspeed. Bye-bye.